Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, here back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to react to and I'm gonna miss everybody. RIP. I ain't gonna say to the GOAT. I'm gonna just say RIP to a staple in our childhood for the gamers. The gamers. Y'all remember we used to be some heavy gamers back then when we was kids, man. And G4 was that channel, bro. Up until I want to say about 2005, 2006, when they just started playing reruns of American Warrior and Cops. G4 used to be that channel, bro. But anyways, though, without further ado, man, let's get into this. The rise and double downfall of G4. Now, sadly, there was a second downfall of G4, and it even... Shout out to my nigga Black Hokage, man. Shout out to my nigga Black Hokage, man. It sucks that he was a part of the second downfall. But shout out to my nigga Black Hokage, man. Anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into this. G4 TV.
G4 was the MTV of video game television networks,
Facts.
according to one president. And considering MTV's timeline, G4 had the same thing happen.
Yep.
Twice. A cable subscription channel dedicated to gamers that eventually got the treatment most niche channels get. To understand how this channel failed twice, we must go into the history and understand how a nerdy gamer channel like G4 failed twice.
It's game time.
G4 on April 24th of 2002 was launched by Comcast. And at that time, G4 was only available through subscription. The rival channel was Tech TV, however, was targeted at 12 to 34-year-old men. During the launch, 3 million subscribers were watching the channel. Former President Charles Hirschhorn wanted G4 to be the MTV of video gaming news and television, not understanding why and how the channel failed or why there was a low interest in the network over time. Advertisers were given deals on the channel where the network would run 2-minute units. On March 25, 2004, G4 and Tech TV would then merge into G4 Tech TV after the rivalry. The launches of the shows Cheat, X-Play, and Attack of the Show were airing, giving life to the channel. It would seem like a great idea to have a channel like this that catered to gamers. So what were the shows like?
Coming up on Extended Play, we take a walk down memory lane at the Classic Gaming Expo in Las Vegas.
X-Play, hosted by Adam Sessler and Lauren Felder, was a show for ZDTV as GameSpot TV in 1998. The original show was going to be called Extended Play with Simon Rex. Considering certain mergers, the name was the same while Rex was dropped. Adam would continue the show while Morgan Webb joined the show, later to be renamed X-Play. Fun fact, X-Play reviewed 2,705 games on the show. How games were reviewed were on a 5-star system, ranging from 1 star to 5 star. X-Play segments would also include gaming updates, the feed where games would be updated and talked about for 2 minutes, video viewer mail where the host would read hate mail received to the show on the games they reviewed, FaceTime where the host would interview various people from the gaming community, as well as segments such as Cheat, Spoiler Theater, X-Play Investigates, and Best of Awards. As a replacement for the screensavers, Attack of the Show launched March 28th of 2005. The show, hosted by Kevin Pereira and Olivia Munn, would have various segments on video games, technology, pop culture, and movies. Segments included Game Break, Gadget Prawn, ATOS Classics, Damn Good Download, and many more. The show would air 5 times a week on G4, however, in the later years would only air 4 times a week due to contracts and host change-ups. Like X-Play, Attack of the Show was meant to keep gamers and nerdy consumers on the latest updates of video games, movies, various technology, and what was going on in the entertainment realm.
The only show I say I used to watch heavy was Cheat. For the cheat codes, I had to, bro. You had to watch that show, especially if you had DVR back then, bro. Oh my god.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Yo, man, back in the days, man, Cheat used to be my show. X-Play I used to definitely watch X-Play. I was not a fan of Attack of the Show. That show was fucking boring. The show was boring and the hosts were terrible. I couldn't get with it. I couldn't get jiggy with it. But that and the what was it called? Cinematic or something like that. It was like machinimas back in the day. Remember back in the day on YouTube when people used to make like funny machinimas, like gaming sketches or whatever. You used to make like a skit using video games, theater mode or whatever. That's what they used to do back on G4. So Machinima got their idea from G4. G4 inspired a lot of what you see on the gaming side of YouTube. So what you see on YouTube now, G4 did first. G4 was the first of its kind. And I think YouTube just followed G4's footsteps. And everybody just created their own fucking lane. It's like you can make your own G4. You don't have to sit up here and wait for G4 to drop something. You can do it on your own. It's nothing, man. We come so far now. But man, when G4 was like the only thing back in the day, if niggas didn't have internet in the house, G4 was it. My boy, let's get back into it though.
Midnight Spank. Midnight just got a little darker.
As competition to Adult Swim on Cartoon Network, Midnight Spank was launched in 2005, also known as G4 Late Nights or Barbed Wired Biscuits. The demographic was 18 to 35-year-old men, and some of the shows were imported from Japan like Banzai, a Japanese game show where anything could happen. Shows that were on the block included Cinematech, which was an adult version showing more adult games and movies that were coming out. Other shows included Ninja Warrior, which was then moved to NBC, Brainiac, Wired for Sex, Anime Unleashed, Ed the Sock's Late Night Party, and Happy Tree Friends. But due to low ratings and Adult Swim toppling ratings, Midnight Spank ended in 2008. G4 would go down the same way MTV did. Ted Harbert, former G4 president, claimed that a gaming channel was way too narrow for audiences. Nielsen ratings proved that the demographic that it catered to had a low interest and subscriptions to the channel were being canceled. February 17th of 2009, G4 cut back its programming and contracts were cut for both Attack of the Show and X-Play. Original host and co-host of the show would leave shows altogether due to the cuts. In 2010, DirecTV would cut G4 from its channel list, while on January 5th of 2012, Adam Sessler and Kevin Piera would leave X-Play and Attack of the Show. Months later, the shows were canceled. G4 would then merge with the Esquire network to cater to a different demographic. However, NBC Universal would say that the network cost too much to merge with other channels. In 2014, all cable carriers from Cox to Comcast would cease G4 altogether. Now, you would think that this would be the end of G4.
No.
Years later.
That's right. Here we go. There we go. Give it up for Amaranth, everybody.
I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
Yeah, me too.
In 2020, people on social media would see that the X-Play and Attack of the Show social media accounts would reactivate, while San Diego Comic-Con would have the original host of the shows tell old fans that G4 would be revived. Olivia Munn would also sign a multi-year contract with the network. November 16th of 2020, all of the past hosts would gather on a very special G4 reunion special to discuss the new hosts of the show, such as Frost Curran and Olivia May. Due to getting a lot of talent back, G4 decided to employ certain YouTube names such as Kasim G, Code Miko, and Gina Darling. With this revival, you would think it would last a few years. Well, it didn't.
But I actually want to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online: sexism in gaming. In joining G4,
although revived,
shout out to my boy, the Black Hokage.
Content creators with an equal to higher audience level would put the network in bigger competition to make content that would have to boost its numbers. Cable networks during 2022, ranging from Verizon Fios to Xfinity, would drop the Revive network again due to low ratings and turnouts. But there is one thing being left out. During January 11th of 2022, Frost would go on a rant that would send the Revive network to an early grave.
When you're in our DMs or on those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X-Play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with he's part of it. You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflective, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you
So basically you gonna go after a bunch of nerds. You really gonna go after a bunch of nerds that don't do nothing but sit at home and play video games and work dead-end jobs at GameStop? You really think them nerds is gonna listen to you? These people work at GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart. They is not fucking with you, dog. You really thought you was cooking here. You cooked you was cooking all right. You cooked the damn network up with that bullshit.
don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Indiana Black would give a monologue on X-Play that the audience, which demographic was male, was sexist towards the female host and co-host on the network, reigniting the Gamergate era from 2015, which did not sit well with a lot of audiences. Frost claimed that the audience would be biased on her reviews and that her looks are what most people criticized as well. After the rant, X-Play and G4 social media accounts would defend Frost only for G4's YouTube channel to lose hundreds of thousands of subscribers a day, even going as far as to hire Amaranth to boost numbers after Frost's rant. After these attempts, Comcast would cut the cord on the revival altogether. The concept of G4 was revolutionary at that time, a video game channel dedicated to giving gamers cheat codes, interviews, reviews, and insider looks on video games. However, decided to go into showing reruns of cheaters in the later years, compete with adult blocks that couldn't be beaten, and cut corners with the shows that it produced, while on the other hand, reviving the network only to be cut in a year's time due to competition. G4 would realize that the YouTube and Twitch creators would dominate its base of people, and that hiring YouTubers and Twitch streamers would not do it any justice, while on the other hand, putting its hat in the culture war that it didn't need to be in. G4 would, however, inspire many people who played video games to create their own channels and dedicate them to either playing video games or reviewing video games,
Facts.
Therefore making its revival null and void. G4 was a concept trial and error network that should have just stayed in the grave. May it rest in peace.
Yeah, so basically that's what it is, man. Shout out to my boy the Black Hokage. I hate that he is part of the second part of the complete demise of. I hate the fact that he has to be a part of that bullshit. But anyways, though, shout out to the Black Hokage, man. That's a YouTuber. That's a black YouTuber GOAT right there, for real. Shout out to him. Damn, bro. G4 TV, man. When in the early 2000s, when it was in its prime, it was in its prime. Then when it started doing all the reruns and only showing X-Play and fucking Attack of the Show, yeah, I zoned out after that because they didn't have all the shows no more. I used to love just going to G4 and just watching Cheat, because they used to have a marathon of Cheat. You never know. You never knew what game they was gonna show on that episode. And it may be a game that you currently playing and you may need some help. So like when they put out them Grand Theft Auto cheat codes and you got that DVR, oh nigga, it was raps. That's why. But we didn't have DVR. I was smart though. I had to record my shit off the VCR, put a blank tape in there, record off the VCR. Every time an episode came on, just record off the VCR. Oh man, that goddamn San Andreas episode was goated, bro. That San Andreas episode was goated. I don't care what anybody say. That was the most goated episode. That San Andreas episode when they put them cheats out for San Andreas. I was like, yes. I had to write all the motherfuckers down, man. Oh man. But anyways, let's just gonna about do it for this one, man. RIP to G4. Shout out to the Black Hokage. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, peace out.